Okay, fuck. Good morning, y'all. It's Timidity. It's fucking 12:18 p.m. I just got done talking to Mitchell, and if you're like, who's Mitchell? It's the goddamn idiot I met up with for Christmas. And if you're like, how'd that go? I'm sure you can guess, because I've been crying, and you can probably tell, because my eyes are doing that thing. Oh, my eyes look nice today. Oh, they look so pretty. Anyway, I'm not gonna say the words I fucking hate Mitchell, because I can't. I can't. I wish I could. Trust me, I wish I could. I wish I could. But I know that I'm just the stage where I have a lingering attraction to him that needs to be killed and cold. And I think he feels the same way. I think he just wants to ignore any attraction he has to me because he's afraid. He is afraid of what can happen. And I understand. He's not the first guy to have that with me. And it's so funny. Men get very afraid of commitment to me, but then it's before anything super bad happens. In Mitchell's case, it makes sense. I did contact his family. I contacted his brother talking about what he did to me on Christmas Eve. And also, I told him some stuff about Mitchell wanting to estrange from his family. So, in this case, yeah, Mitchell's valid. But even then, before that, he was just afraid in general. I don't know. He's a coward. He has commitment issues. He is, like, I don't know. He's a strange, strange man. So I can recognize that it's like, this is a very attractive man. He was very sweet to me for a week, but he is a dismissive, maladaptive, neurotic asshole, and I just need to move on from him. Which is okay. Like, hell, simply put, y'all know me to do this. It's not hard to replace a man. In fact, Mitchell was just a temporary replacement for Liam. The only reason I'm hooked on Mitchell, or was hooked on Mitchell before now, is because Liam is the type of guy where it's like we would meet up, but we wouldn't have shit to say in conversation. There wouldn't be anything to like do around him. Like, and then Mitchell, I met Mitchell, and it was like the most of the 5 days we spent. We had a lot of romantic moments, sure, but a lot of our good that came was just from like endless, really long conversations that we had. It was fun. It was refreshing. It was lovely. I'm sure we had different opinions on some things, but we still had a very good time. And I still appreciate that it happened. I'm just annoyed with how it ended, but that's not my fucking fault. Do you think I want to be sitting over here over fine ass motherfuckers? No, I don't. I don't. I want to be, bitch. I want to be happy. But it's okay. I already have this one guy on Bumble. He's like, oh, I could take you skiing. I could teach you how to ski, and it's like, hell yeah, nigga. Because I have learned the life lesson, and if only I learned this sooner, I am fine enough where I can ask for anything I want. And yes, I am Lake Tahoe on the first date fine in so many ways. And then on top of that, it's not hard. Like, yeah, I'm just stepping into that era. So at least the Mitchell thing brought about that. Now Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm probably not going to spend it with Mitchell. He doesn't deserve that. And I don't deserve him. 1 second. All I know is I thought to myself, like, it would be past tense, not now. It would have been nice to have had some sort of Valentine's Day with Mitchell. It would have been. You think I wouldn't have? No, I enjoyed Christmas, aside from obvious the rape attempt. Yeah, and I know that's like such a dark and semi-amusing thing to say. It's like, oh, I had a great time, excluding the sex crime. Oh shit, that rhymes. Do it all the time. Uh, sex crimes. Oh, but yeah, that nigga sucks. But when he didn't suck, he was cool. Like I was saying, yeah, imagine you've been with Liam casually for however long, and you, like, me and him just barely talk. We'll go out to eat. There will hardly be a word of conversation aside from this food is good, and you look nice. Meanwhile, with me and Mitchell, we would talk about anything under the sun. Plus, me and Liam have very different opinions. Like, Liam's the type of person where if you said, oh, I fucking hate pedophiles and I think they should die. If you're known to have done that to a child, like 100%, you should just fucking be killed. Liam would be like, no. Meanwhile, with Mitchell, it wouldn't even take that much. I could just, like, say anything about my mother ever, and he'd be like, someone should fucking kill your mother. And it's like, that turned me on. Huh. It's like, see, or it's like, yeah, Liam doesn't have that good of a job. Mitchell does. He does. Liam is cute, but, he doesn't always take the best care of himself. He has, like, his off moments can be very off. And then meanwhile, Mitchell, I remember Mitchell was so excited. He was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get super dressed up for Timidity because she deserves it. And like I was able to kiss him and make out with him tongue deep, nice and sexy, and I haven't been able to do that with Liam for quite a fucking bit of time because Liam fucking doesn't. Yeah, you can fill in the blanks. You've been here for a while. With Liam, we can barely kiss. I don't let him eat me out anymore because he's not. It just nah. And I like last time we tried to fuck like yesterday. No, like 2 days ago. And I remember at some point I was dry as fuck. Like I was able to get him in, but I just kind of had to stop after a few seconds because it felt like the equivalent of someone shoving like a frayed popsicle stick up my pussy. It's like this is not good. It hurts. Like Sahara level dry. Like Jesus. Death Valley was more wet than I was, bitch. Death Valley was more wet than I was. And then meanwhile, Mitchell was on that freaky shit. He was like, "Yo, yeah, I'm gonna get on my knees and stick my entire tongue up to Mia's ass. I don't care if it's bleeding like it's a motherfucking, like, fucking 7-Eleven Slurpee machine with the melted cherry Slurpee. He was eating me up. He didn't give a fuck what day of my period it was, like, relentlessly. He was licking every surface area he could. I squirted in his mouth twice. He did not give a shit. Oh my god, it was amazing. Pure heaven on earth. Whew. He also did other freaky shit, like licked my armpits and sniffed them and stuff. Kind of it, unexpected, but not unwelcomed. It's like, okay, I'll take it. Because it's like the sex I was having before, and just, I don't know. We had a talk today. Let's just say it's one of two things. He either has feelings for me and he's repressing them really, really hard because he has a self fulfilling prophecy that if he were to be involved with someone like me, it would crash and burn. I understand why. I get it. I do. And like I said, but he felt that way even before he knew certain things about me. But even then, hey, you know what? If that's what he wants, if he truly believes that, then I will let him stay the fuck out of my life. If that's what he truly believes he needs and can handle for me. If he can't be around me, then he can fuck off. Because he was even afraid when things were going perfectly well, when the connection was great and it felt like things were just like perfect, sparks were flying. Like, if that's the case, then get the fuck out of my face. Not much to say except that. Am I a bit disappointed? A little bit. I wouldn't say depressed, I wouldn't say sad, just disappointed, because I've already made peace with this. I've been thinking on him more lately, and the thoughts haven't been good because I'm recognizing, hey, the last conversation we had, he was gaslighting the shit out of me. Was he successful at it? Fuck no, he wasn't, because I knew what he was doing, and I hate gaslighters because they're fucking stupid. It's literally like something a child would do, being like, oh, I'm four, and I'm gonna say that just because you saw me break the vase doesn't mean I broke the vase. Nuh-uh, no, I didn't. Nuh-uh, liar. Like, I hate that. It's like you're fucking almost 30. Plus, he lied about his age. It's like, okay, what else has he lied about? What other thing? Like, I'm pretty sure at some point when we first met, he was gonna lie and say he had a British accent. He was gonna lie and say he had a British fucking. I'm pretty sure he did, because when we were texting, he would use words like arse, like ARSE, instead of ass, and he was using a certain British slang. Like, that was one of his things that he opened up with, was saying that he had British family. But I think at some point he kind of realized, like, okay, shit. Like, I think it was gonna be a thing he was gonna do because we were just gonna meet up for like a day or like a few hours. You could keep up a fake British accent for like less than 24 hours. Of course you can. It'll be a challenge, but you could. It'll be fun. But I think once he realized that we were going to spend more time together and he liked me, he told me his real name. He said it was Tony. His real name is Mitchell. And then on top of that, then he told me that he was like, not to disappoint you, but I also am just like a normal American man. I have a California American voice. And I was like, that's a bummer, but you know what? Okay, if you say so. Anyway, to get this off my chest, to make sure I sealed the deal on Mitchell, I just told him, you either have some sort of lingering attraction to me and a self fulfilling prophecy that this is all going to explode, and you're too stubborn because that would mean you would have to sacrifice the comfort of your current lifestyle to see where you could fit me in. Now, dear listener, I understand. We have, like, he wants to be a Christian. stupid. Sorry. Well, it's not okay. Sorry, that's mean. It's not stupid to want to be a Christian. I'm just saying, if you approach me, that's another thing he lied about. When we met, he said he was an atheist. And then you're gonna what, nigga? What the fuck was that? He just saying anything? Just niggas just do anything. Oh my god. Yeah, shit like the rose-colored glasses are officially off, and I'm seeing all sorts of things. So it is a blessing. But he's just, yeah, it's like he wants to just have a simple life where he doesn't have to think about shit but bike rides and Muay Thai and like doing his job and then sleeping and podcasts, and that's what he wants. He's a pathetic little man. Well, that's not pathetic. That's actually a very healthy, active, sexy lifestyle. But it's like, and he clearly likes me, but he's strange because he's just like, I get it though. We have different religious and spiritual viewpoints, different opinion on how many kids we'd have, and stance on people who don't have kids, and plenty of things are different. I get it. I'm just saying, oh yeah, I said this metaphor before. It's kind of like Bridgerton season 2, where Kate and the white nigga were having their thing, and the white nigga was like, I need to marry Edwina because Edwina, like Kate's sister, is like young, easily, like, she's what society wants. She's pretty, she's feminine, she's perfectly sweet, and she looks not bad, and she will do anything I ask of her. But he couldn't help that he had a deep, deep, deep attraction to Kate. Kate was the one who, like, he didn't like how brash she was. She was brash, she was arrogant, she was stubborn as a mule, she was a million things over, and he still fucking liked her, and he hated that. He hated that he liked her. Sorry, my pillow's fucked. I don't know how I fucked up this pillow. Don't ask me about it. I have long nails, and I don't know. Shut up. Focus on me. Eye contact. But yeah, this nigga was just, yeah. And then eventually, we all know who he went for in the end, but only after wasting Edwina's time. He went for Kate. But at the same time, I don't know. We could even bring up other metaphors, like Sex in the City. Ew. Fuck that show. But I will say this. In Sex in the City, Mr. Big led on Carrie for the longest fucking time. But he wasn't even very nice to her. Nigga was an asshole to Carrie consistently. He was the type of dude to be like, hi, I'm showing up to the dinner we had planned that I know you were looking forward to all week with my business associate. We're gonna get drinks instead, so went along. And then she'd be like, absolutely right. Here's $50, Mr. Billionaire, Mr. Big. I'm gonna go fuck myself. Thank you. It, like, really... Oh, and she was so cringe, but he was an idiot, and he didn't want to leave her ass the fuck alone when he really should have. And I don't know. But either way, I'll put it this way: I'm gonna go where I'm wanted, and if he wants to keep doing the whole "I want Tamia," and I want to keep hugging her, and I want to keep kissing her, and I want to like talk to her on the phone for 8 hours straight, and fall asleep on the phone with her, and do all this shit but deny his feelings for me, then it's like, okay, I'll put it this way. I think that's just what I need. I'm just gonna rescind access because that's what he needs. That's what he deserves. A part of me was like, he did say that he was open to even getting a social media so he can stay in touch with me and not just like have it be so cold cut and dry. But I thought to myself, no, I think he just deserves to never see me again. I don't, because it's like, what, like, I don't think I could see it being positive. I think I would still see it as this is a man who got my hopes up. And it's like, do I really want him to just be another subscriber just out there lurking that hears me cry and knows how I'm doing and knows how I'm feeling but doesn't do anything? I already got abandoned by him for a month straight. I don't think I need to like have like what would that gain for me? He would get to pretend that we were on good terms or that we had any lingering connection. No. Also, I remember for my ex Morgan, I remember that during the stage where he was similar but not exactly, like, Morgan didn't want me to cut him out because he wanted sex, but he still very much wanted me to want him. That was his thing. And I remember Morgan saw me every day on my Instagram story, just like talking out my feelings, crying, emotional, heaving. He knew it was fucking me up. And did he ever? Nah, he still kept ghosting me. He would still open my messages the second he received them and then choose to like leave me on red for 7 fucking hours. Whether it was him out of cowardice or him for the sake of an ego stroke and being like, oh, fuck yes, I got this girl, she wants me and she's desperate for my attention and she'll do anything I fucking want because she's desperate for my attention. Like, it makes me sick even thinking about that. And if I could rewind time, I would fucking destroy Morgan. I would break his fucking nose in so that he could never look at me. I know what can happen when I get attached to people, and I don't like being attached to attractive men. Mitchell just so happened to be an attractive man who gave me what I wanted and needed in the moment, but he also has kind of ruined my ability to like think of men as anything but wallets now. Like, you know, like if you're a male follower and you're here, shout out to you, but even then I still kind of like, I know that there's a limit. I know that eventually the care is gonna rub off, and it's gonna stop being like I care for Tamia and her issues. It's gonna be like, hi, why won't you date me? Why won't you marry me? Why won't you give me a chance? I don't want that. Well, maybe I do, but no offense. I am able to have a type or know who I want and who I don't want. There's layers to it, so I'm a bit lightheaded. But yeah, I'm just yeah, it's been bad. I hate Mitchell a little bit. But I don't worry, I told him a second ago that if he has yeah, sorry. The other thing I said either you have self fulfilling prophecy or you just truly don't fuck with me and you just want to seem like a good guy. And you just like you don't care for me, you don't want me around, you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to admit that there's like you don't have feelings for me, you don't even see me as a friend, you see me as a person, a nuisance, but you don't want to seem like a bad guy. So that's why you're sticking around, but you're making yourself look worse by dismissing what we had. And just you should have heard him. It's like it was like a catchphrase. He could not stop saying, ooh, I want to. He just could fucking not. He could not stop saying, like, oh, Christmas, it was a week, it was fun, it was fine, it was nice, but. And he kept saying that and then saying more bullshit and just. He wasn't saying what he wanted to say directly. Just fucking say. Because it's like he could have just let it be a 5 minute phone call where he said, I'm sorry, I don't have feelings for you, and like I'm worried about us being friends because I feel like personally I don't see this going well and I don't think we can be friends, so we should probably just like stop being friends. Hell, he could have just said that over text, or he could have just not talked to me whatsoever. I don't know. And instead, it's like, oh, I had to have a 35-minute phone call where this guy kept switching between lovey dovey to, ooh, it was just a week, it wasn't really all that, to like, and just, he was gonna do his revisionist shit again where he was gonna deny the fact. I knew that. I had that feeling, and I don't like when, because it's like I had the feeling that if I was going to tell to him, you have fucking feelings for me. Otherwise, you would have not sat there for fucking 8 hours or more. Try, because it's like, nah. I hung up multiple times. He still wanted me on the phone, even when I was fine just ending things. And then he picked, like, we called again. We talked. Things got good. And then several times I was like, you sound tired. Are you sure you don't want to go to sleep? He was like, no, I'm good. And then at some point, he actually fell asleep on the phone multiple times. I was like, you can just go to sleep. It's fine. We don't have to do this. Like, like, it's also really late. And instead of addressing that, he would just be like, I'm going to tell you about the dream I had, or tell me about your dreams, or let's talk about our families. And he would start talking. And that's fine. And then he fell asleep on the phone with me, and literally the second he woke up, the actual fucking second, I'm going to throw up. Oh, sorry. I feel very weird. I don't know what reaction my body is having, but it's like I felt like I was gonna throw up and like 3 other body reactions, so I might have to hang up soon. Niggas make me sick. Just, I don't know. But let's just say I don't want to go into February feeling this way. If it were up to me, me and Mitchell would be either this. We would be casual friends. Text every once in a while. See how we're doing. Send each other memes. Stay in positive contact. But at the same time, from how cowardly he is and dismissive and just fucking redundant he can be, I don't think, because it's like I can't be friends with people who resort to gaslighting and self fulfilling prophecies. Whether or not we were to ever pursue anything romantically again, it doesn't change the fact that I feel fucking disrespected. And then let's say another route. It's like, let's say we kept up the romantic things. I would be happy to pursue that, but that's because I'm fucking delusional, and also because yeah, we already know that though. I see a potential he doesn't. And even if he does, he doesn't want to admit it, and that's his route, and that's okay. It's probably better to just start fresh anyway, because I'm not trying to be with someone who just, yeah. My future husband, the guy who likes me and loves me, or even respects me as a friend, he would be honest with me because he know he can. He would be upfront. He would be nice. He would be kind. He would treat me well. He would take no for an answer. He would own up to his mistakes and apologize for them. He would be sweet. And with that man, I will find Mitchell. Like, I talked about how I prayed to whatever higher powers I could for the perfect man. I think the devil heard me instead and sent me Mitchell, a close replica to try and destroy my hopes in love. I'm still debating on if they succeeded or not. I don't, because it's like, oh, am I just doomed where I'm gonna keep finding the same supposedly perfect men in many different ways, shapes, and forms, but at the end of the day, they will still be like pathetic little children who want me but don't want me, who want all the fun and none of the responsibility, and then even if they do get that, they will find a way to fuck it up through emotional abuse or sexual bad bullshit. I'm tired of it. The good thing is, it is like, what, January 24th today? It's been about a month since I ever first met him. I remember I thought he was so beautiful the second I laid eyes on him. It was scary. It makes me sick to think about how attractive I am to him. But I also ate 2 giant cookies the size of my head this morning. And I'm probably going to do it again in a second, because fuck it. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. Fuck it. I deserve a sweet treat. I'm just saying. Me eating this cookie despite knowing I'm sick is because sometimes I like to do things that are bad for me, which can sum up my thing with Mitchell. I know he's bad for me, but he felt so good, and in a way he was good for me, excluding the bad. But then it's like, nah, that's rose-colored glasses. Recognize him for what he is and figure out if you still want him around. And the rundown is, I don't. I recognize that he's got these amazingly high cheekbones and this nice, like, rosy blush to his face, the most beautiful lips, like, I've seen in ages, aside from Liam's. And he's got such chiseled features, and, like, he's a gorgeous-looking man. And he just so happens to also have a very nice cock, and he eats it very fucking well, no matter what. And yeah, he's got things on paper. Good job, sure. Handsome, yeah, whatever. He just so happens to be very cute. We have similar stances on things and different stances on others, but the main thing is, at the end of the day, he's not very different from Jared. He's not very different from Morgan. He's not very different from the other men I have had to repress out of my mind and forget about. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these niggas are just children. And it's okay, because even, like, let's say I wanted to keep Mitchell around for the sake of good, I don't think he could give me any more good. And let's say I wanted to keep Mitchell around for the sake of not so good. Like, let's say I was like, hey, I just want to have a good hedonistic Valentine's Day, and this guy just so happens to look good and wants me to be good to him, and he just so happens to have a good amount of income. Trust me, I was thinking about it. I was like, hey, it would be nice, but would I be happy? Would I be satisfied? Like, let's say Mitchell was like, hi, Tamia, I'm going to take you out to Gary Denko or a Restoration Warehouse, and I'm going to get you a big bouquet of, like, roses and star lilies, and I'm going to get you a beautiful moissanite or diamond necklace, and I'm going to, a matching ring, and I'm gonna get you a nice hotel room and a nice dress and all this, and that to make you happy and make you smile because you deserve it after what I did to you. Would I truly be happy? Would I fall for Mitchell again? Because that would be bad. Or would I still hate him at the end of the day and be disgusted and ungrateful for everything he did? Which would also be bad. I think I would still appreciate it, but I still would just see him as like. I would kind of put him in a spot that isn't quite human. My brain would just be like, he is like a pet or an ant. Or like, I see him the same way as I would see like a wallet that's left in the street. I would see him as an opportunity, not a person, not something I like, something that is interestingly desired after, that piques my curiosity, but nothing I would care for. No, nothing I could love. I could love what it did for me. I wouldn't love it. Like if I found a wallet, I love the money it has. I wouldn't love it. He's no one to blame but himself for that. Anyway, I think I'm doing good at least. I'm an honest person in a way that Mitchell can't be, because even now he refuses to own up to what he is and how he feels, and I think that's why a lot of his relationships hasn't worked out. He's quick to toss people out if he thinks that they don't fit into the life that he thinks he wants, because he's a pussy. I've dated men like that. It's fucking pathetic. Because then they'll be like, oh, like, it's hard to explain it, but someone who loves you would move mountains. And someone who likes you a lot and really, really adores you and craves after you, but they have their own limitations, or they don't like you that much, not enough, they wouldn't. Oh my god, this cookie's good. Kind of like for the same reason why Liam, whenever I've been around Liam, there was a moment in time where he eventually fucks up. Like, we'll be doing good and then he'll fuck up, whether it's on purpose or not on purpose. He'll do stupid shit. Like, we could be doing good and then he'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to not brushing my teeth or flossing, and I'm gonna let my mouth start tasting like 10 cans of bounce that ass with the side of fucking pussy bacterial infection. And then he wonders why we don't make out anymore and why I don't let him go down on me and why my pussy is dry. Or he'll be doing good at first, but then he'll start saying everything, no matter how big or how small, is expensive. And he'll start being like less thoughtful if we can't have conversation. And he starts fucking up. And then only when I leave is he like, ah, shit, I should like try to match to Mia's interest levels. I should try to actually like plan dates and like within my budget, or hell, will splurge a bit because I think she deserves it. I should try with my hygiene, and it's like it shouldn't take me leaving for you to try, because you should just like me enough where you're already trying to do that. You should already want to be your best around someone you like. That happens with me when I remember when things with Mitchell wrapped up. I was so euphorically happy at first because it was the first time in months, if not all year, I didn't have depression and didn't want to kill myself. And felt I could take on anything. Oh, God. Choked hella hard on that cookie. But don't worry, I'm feeling better now. I'm sure that time will pass. I'll go on dates. I'll meet new people. I'll make new friends. And I will forget about him. And that'll be a blessing. And yeah, he gets what he wants. Because if he doesn't want me, that's okay. I will give him what he wants. Because he wants not me. He can have his space and his distance. But yeah, my final message to him, I just said, you either have a self-fulfilling prophecy or you're a fucking coward. Or you just don't like me, but you are too pussy to try to scare me. And I said some stuff. But overall, I just told him, do me a favor, and if you have any single bit of care in me, block me. I don't want to hear it. Just wordlessly, without a single word my direction, block me. If you truly care for me and my being, and if that's what you truly want, you will block me without a single word, so that I will never have to talk to you again, and you will no longer plague me and take up space in my mind, because that is the worst thing you can ever possibly do. And let's just say it's been a while and I haven't gotten another message back, but who fucking knows and who cares? And I'm just gonna tell myself I'll never see him again, and maybe if I'm lucky, I will not see his area code number pop up on my phone. I don't even want to give him my Instagram because I thought to myself, what would I get? I would just, it would feel kind of like how in The Great Gatsby he was throwing those parties to get Daisy's attention. What would I get from that? I'll lock my memories of him in a vault and forget I ever met him. And I will aim to not regret them because I don't think I can regret them. Bars, that kind of vibes. But despite him mentioning that he did want my social media because he did want to like see how I was doing and still be able to see that I was okay and check in on me, it's like, yeah, but you knew for a month straight how bad I was doing. You didn't fucking talk to me once until you thought negative consequences were gonna befall you. Fucking pussy. Like, really. He knew I was gonna kill myself. He didn't talk to me. He's a fucking coward. He's a bitch. And I don't like that. That's not what my future husband would do. And I deserve someone who loves me and cares. He did something similar to Morgan. I remember my ex Morgan in the past. I remember we were having sex, but it got a little too much. And then I fainted and passed out on his floor for God knows how long. And I remember Morgan just sat there on the bed with his dick hard, just staring at me across the room, just patiently waiting for me to stop being fucking paralyzed and barely conscious on his floor. Didn't do any effort like, oh, are you okay? Here's some water, none of that. Just stared. Could have been 4 minutes, could have been 10, could have been 30, God knows. That was a moment, I don't know. It's interesting to know that, like, years later, I would then have a year long thing with Morgan, but that's a long story in itself. Mitchell did that. I remember at some point I slammed my head against a bus stop, and Mitchell just stared emotionlessly at me. I think a lot of what Mitchell did was unnecessary. I think that if it truly was just a meaningless thing, he should have done anything in his fucking power to have kept it meaningless. Anything. And I think if he really didn't have any feelings for me, he would have hung up the phone once things got positive at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He wouldn't have waited until 8 a.m. and then immediately talked to me until 8:30, 8:45 a.m. just to like hear my opinion on gumbo and like my stance on this, and that. I think that's what men who have feelings do. So it's like either he has feelings for me and he's being stupid about them, which I doubt, or he's clearly a fucking idiot who's just doing whatever feels good in the moment and he's not realizing that it adds up to a certain outcome. But I don't need the facade of someone who's pretending to like me or love me or whatever. Like, I thought I did. I'm grateful we had the chance and that he came back for a bit, but yeah, I think I would rather just be on Bumble and work on my goals and not cry and be sexy and not care about men. I think that's what I want. Amen. Well, anyway, and oh, as I was gonna say, I don't think I'm gonna give him my social media because, like I said, it would just kind of feel like I'd be performing for him, trying to find words that he would understand when deep down it'd be falling on deaf ears. For a man who doesn't care, he would see me as like, he'd probably listen to like 2 minutes of a fucking 30-minute long video and then bow out. Because I don't mean shit to him. I don't need the facade of him pretending to give a shit. Because that'll fuck me up more than if I just were to cut him off now. And then even if days passed and he was like, well, I was wrong to me, I do want you back, I want you back. I don't fucking believe that. Because he just says anything these days. Whatever he thinks I want to fucking hear, he will say. And then he'll switch up and say he didn't mean it. Or that he'll make up any excuse he can to get out of it because he's a fucking pussy ass coward. And he's like 30. Like, come on now, you're too old to be acting that way. A woman once told me, even if you go for younger or older, At the end of the day, they still act the same, like fucking children. So yeah, what would the point be of giving him my social media? Plus, he'd be like, "Oh, she said some mean shit about me," and maybe even my full legal name at some point. Well, I don't know if I did. Maybe. I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. And he'd know I probably would have just used him as a wallet. I've been fine with that. I don't really care if he knows. I don't know. Maybe later I'll give my social media. But that's only if I feel like being an asshole. That's only if I truly am like, I'm severing the tie. There's nothing there. I don't know. It's like a mix between, I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want this page to just be like something that he looks at when he feels like he wants to be nosy in my direction, just like all of his other whores. I don't want to think about it further. But I guess if he were to plague my mind, I guess I would just be like, alright, here, asshole, here's my YouTube where I make videos showing that I am everything you indeed do not want. Anxious, chaotic, and happy. And even when I'm unhappy, I'm figuring it out. So yeah,